Hi, my name is David Cox, and I work for he at the Volkswagen store in Springfield, part of this wonderful organization. I want to talk to you for a few minutes about Accutrade, which is an app that we downloaded recently, and want to talk about how Accutrade is a tool that is used to evaluate or appraise the trade-ins that you deal with and I deal with every day. I don't have to really stress the importance of trade-ins and trade-in values and putting the right number on a car. Because you know that, you understand that. But one of the things that we've been missing, I think, at least in our organization or our store here, is actually getting the customer involved with the appraisal process. That's what Accutrade will do for you. And in just a moment, I'm going to talk to you about this blue driver. This is an important part of the Accutrade process. This is a little tool that'll do a diagnostic under the hood, which can become a very, very important piece of what we do. When we think about trade-ins, there's really, when I think about Accutrade and this process I'm about to show you, and then the blue driver, this little tool that assists me in that process, there's really three things. When I bring my customer with me, and we're involved, and that customer is involved with me in the trade process or the appraisal, three things happen. Number one, we look like we know what we're doing. We look more professional. And at the end of the day, we do know what we're doing. But we want the customers to have that confidence in us in terms of our ability to be able to accurately appraise their trade-in. The second thing that this process does, whenever I involve my customer with the appraisal process using the blue driver, it really makes the customer accountable. You're going to find out in a moment as I talk to my customer, whose name is Alex. He's actually an employee, but he is also our customer for today. Whenever I involve the customer in this process, there's a high degree of accountability, because all of a sudden the things that were about to be hidden that he would not mention otherwise, they're going to come to light because we have done an accurate appraisal with Accutrade and with the blue driver. And then lastly, at the end of this process, we're going to have a piece of paper called a vehicle condition report that I'll talk more about later, that helps us to legitimize the number that we're giving. It's not a number. The number for their car, or the appraisal number, the value of their car, is not just something we pulled out of thin air because we don't like their car, or we do like their car, or whatever. It's actually got data to go with it. You'll see about that in just a moment. So whenever we start the appraisal process, Alex, I'm going to ask you to come over here and be my customer for the next few minutes. This is your car. And so I'm going to bring, after I've done the meet and greet, I've done a needs analysis, before we go drive the trade-in, or before we go drive the new car or the car he came to see, we're going to look at his car. So Alex, thank you for being here today. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at your trade-in. Are you the first owner or second owner of this car?
I'm the second owner.
Okay, second owner. Are there any issues with this car or anything?
No, runs fine.
Everything
Works
good? Physically?
Good condition. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Good, yeah.
Good deal. Well, we're going to take a look at it. I've got a little device here called a blue driver. I'm going to hook it up in just a moment under your car, and we're going to do a diagnostic. In the meantime, I'm going to fire up one of the apps I have here, and this is called Accutrade. And I'm going to take some pictures of your car, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check the VIN, and we're going to get this, make sure we're talking about the right car here. So I've got the VIN in there. Now I'm going to look at the miles, and this car has, looks like, 130,979 miles. So we're going to update this, 139.79. And you said you you're the second owner?
Second owner.
So on the app here, I'm back to the camera now. It says owners, and I've just put 2+. And how many keys do you have, Alex, to the car?
2 keys.
You do have 2 keys. I'm going to notate that. I'm going to put on there that the color of the car is red. It's got a tan interior. When you click on that, it'll give you the color options. Now what I'm going to do before I go any further, I'm going to take my blue driver, and I'm going to explain to you, Alex, this little blue driver is a tool that will give us a really good understanding of what's happening under the hood. Sometimes there are problems that don't manifest themselves, but things that are building. But we'll get a good look when we look when we hook this blue driver up. So I'm going to do that right now. Sometimes it's hard to find the spot on here, but we're going to find it right now. All righty. Okay. So it took me a few seconds to do that, and sometimes it really is difficult to find the plug. But the blue driver plugs in to the little outlet right there. I've got a lanyard on this blue driver, and the reason I'm doing that is because I want to make sure that I don't forget it later, and that cord, of course, hanging out will do that. Now, there are several things that I'm going to do. I'm going to ask my customers some more questions. Alex, are there any issues as far as the glass? Do you have any cracks, chips,
None.
anything like that in the
Nope.
glass? No? I'll tell you what we're going to do, Alex. We're going to take some pictures of your car.
Okay.
Because I'm going to send these in. And what I do typically is I will take a picture. I'll go back and I take a picture of the VIN right here. I'll come in and I'll take a picture of the odometer now. I'm going to take a picture of the cockpit area, the steering wheel. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab the infotainment center. I want to see the climate control. I want to see whether or not it has automatic or manual transmission. I might take a picture of this door to see what's there. Then I'm going to shut the door, and basically I'm going to make a picture of this side of the car. I'm going to take a picture of the sunroof. I'm going to come and take a picture on this corner, and I'm walking around. Alex, we're walking around the car. It looks like your car's in pretty good shape. I'm taking pictures all the way around, and then I get around here and I say, now, Alex, what about this?
I mean, I hadn't really noticed that before. It's kind of small. It's not.
Yeah, okay. Hadn't noticed it before. All right. I'm cracking up now, but I'm going to try not to laugh when the customer tells me that. This car was just fine. Remember what we said about accountability? So I'm not going to push him on this.
You know, it kind of looks like a smudge. Let me see if I can get it off.
I'm going to take a picture of this up close. I'm going to take a picture of this side of the car. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to take a picture of the tires and the wheels. I'm coming back in a moment with my tool because I want to make sure that I get the tread depth. In just a moment, I'm coming back to that. I'm basically taking pictures all the way around back here. The key on pictures is you have to take at least 11, bare minimum. That's easy to do. It's very easy to do if you walk around the car. You get the interior, get the back seat, and so forth. Now, I just pulled the blue driver out, and by now I have a reading I have a diagnostic, and you can see on your phone here that the little green box tells me that this car, the diagnostic is done. And I didn't show you on the phone, but there are other categories here. For example, body damage. I've just included that. Tire and wheel. You have the opportunity to go in here. This car has really good tires on it, so I'm going to put 4. I'm going to put it's between 4 and 7 30 seconds on each one of those. We make sure here that we focus on glass, tires, and body. And the other tool I mentioned a moment ago, speaking of tires, is this little tire, the tread depth tool. And I'm going to go down here rather than just putting my finger in the tread. I'm going to actually go down here and I'm going to measure it. And this one's coming up at about 8:30 seconds, so it's in really good shape. All right, once I finish that, I'm going to click the word actions down here, and it says select action. This is very important. I want to generate a universal condition report. I'm going to press the word email, and then I'm going to put my email here. So it's davidcox@sheehy.com. And I'm going to hit done and hit send. It's going to give me, I think it's going to give me a green bar. Generate report. Maybe I didn't do it right this time. I've actually done this. I've done this on this car, practicing several times. Anyway, it should come up. You get a little green bar. The last 2 times I've done it, maybe it's telling me that I've already done it so many times that the report is generated. When you do this, it'll send an email to your email address, and that will actually produce what is called the vehicle condition report. When you go to your computer and you print this out, it's going to give you a number for your trade-in. This is not the actual report for this car, but it's a sample that we use. And so now we've got a number. Let's say this is $13,350. There's information about the diagnostic that the Blue Driver did for you, and you've got all of the pictures in here and lots of information. This piece of paper is going to come in handy in just a moment. Alex, what we're going to do now is we're going to go in and the Blue Driver is going to produce a report for us, a diagnostic on your car. We're going to get a number, an accurate number for your trade. Let's go in and sit down at my desk and see what kind of a number we can offer for your trade. Fair enough?
Fair enough. Let's do it.
So now we're going to head out, and we're going to go back to my desk, and we'll do another session there for just about 1 minute. The Blue Driver is easy. It's not perfect, but it's really easy, and I want to encourage you to embrace it and use it and have a really good spirit, a good attitude about it, because your experience out here is potentially going to drive whether or not you make the sale. Last thing, before you show the vehicle condition report to your customer, make sure you get with your manager. They have the ability to adjust this number up and down. And you'll have to figure out what the strategy is with each particular customer, but be sure you get with your manager, make sure you have this report in your hand, and then head back to your customer to close the deal. Thanks for watching. Talk with you later. So Alex, thanks for taking for your patience. We have come up with what we believe is a very accurate number for the value of your car. Your car does definitely have some value in it, and we appreciate the opportunity to buy your car from you today as part of this transaction. According to Accutrade and the process that we just went through with you, it looks like your car is worth $13,350. And so I have a sheet here. Now we've already gone over all the other numbers while we were waiting, and you can see here that your car, we're allowing you $13,350 based on the condition of your car. If you'll sign right here, we can go ahead and finish this process.
You know, it's actually not going to happen because Kelley Blue Book was showing me 16 to 17,000. So if you can offer me a fair value, I can do business. Otherwise, you know, I can just go somewhere else.
Understandable, Alex. Understandable. 16 or 17,000 is actually a reasonable amount for your car if it didn't have any issues. Now, one of the things we walked around with you, and we noticed that the tires. I noticed that the tires on your car were nearly bald. And by the way, have you had any issues with the transmission lately? Have you?
No, never.
No, nothing at all. You haven't noticed any skipping or anything like that?
I mean, it makes like a small noise, like a tick tick going up a hill or something, but nothing serious.
Okay, all right. And yeah, and then we noticed obviously you were sharing with us about the body damage on the both doors on the passenger side have body damage. If you take the tires, that's going to be probably $1,000. So we would never sell that car out here in this lot without putting new tires on it, without fixing the transmission and fixing the body damage on both doors. So it looks like that is a deduct of about $3,500, almost $4,000. And if I add that number to the 13.3, then we're up really close to 17,000. So if your car were in perfect condition, I'd be able to probably give you 17,000. But because of the issues, because of the wear and tear, the damage, and the cost of repairs in the shop, 13,350 actually is a fair number. And so we want to be as honest and fair about this as we can. So 13,350 is the fair value, the fair market value for your car. If I can get you to sign right here, we'll go ahead and close the deal out.
Well, you know, everything you said makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All righty. Congratulations. Thank you, Alex, for your business. All righty.
Absolutely.
That's it. Okay, so we just did a little video there on Accutrade and the Blue Driver. Just a couple of quick takeaways, maybe best practices and things to be sure to remember. Number one, take the customer with you. If they're not involved in that process, then the rest of this stuff, even though it's going to help us get a number, it's not going to involve them. What you're trying to do with this is you're trying to show them all the blemishes and the problems, and this is how you arrive at your trade appraisal value. If they're not involved in that process, then they haven't been involved in, they don't appreciate what's happened and where you got your number from. Number two, don't forget to take the blue driver with you. And when you're done, be sure to take it out of the plug-in under the steering column area. It's easy for me, even though I do this a lot, it's easy for me to forget. And by having a lanyard on the blue driver, that's something that's hanging in the floor that will help you remember to actually pick it up and then go put it back in Keeper. We keep ours in the key machine called Keeper, and everybody can use it. The third thing I would say is don't berate the car. Don't put it down and make it sound like it's the worst thing in the world. You don't really have to berate the car. All we're trying to do is point out what's going on with the car. The skipping transmission, the bald tires, the body damage that nobody wants to mention up front. Be sure to involve your manager with the vehicle condition report. Again, they have the ability to make the adjustment at the end on that number, which can be adjusted upward or downward based on the strategy of the moment with that particular deal. And most of all, just have fun. Let your attitude be relaxed, and let your attitude and your spirit, if you will, embrace the process, embrace the customer, and have fun, enjoy what's going on. And most people are really reasonable when it comes to their trade. They know what their trade is worth at the end of the day. And if they don't, you're going to have great information, accurate information and data to show them what the fair value of their car really is. Hope this has been helpful. Good luck out there.